iconic comedy show, the puppet satire Spitting Image was back, but this time he is being mercilessly, ruthlessly mocked.
I'm Megan Sussex, and I'm a good person.
Are you joking?
Megan, f*** off.
Okay, Megs, go.
Trick that people do with pineapple, instead of just cutting it
Hold it steady, you ginger pots!
to make the perfect little bite, you follow the wedge.
I get another lecture from you, I'm gonna go crazy.
When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
Shut the up, bitch. You're a fucking idiot.
What happens when the woman who built an empire on privacy becomes the punchline of a puppet show watched by millions?
You talking to me?
Megan, f*** off.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking Duchess!
You get Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Montecito herself, roasted alive on live TV by latex and felt.
Hello, followers. You know little old me is a high-profile, high-success, global brand-creating, vulnerable, and humble business leader.
You're a lying, scumbag piece of shit.
Spitting Image didn't just mock her comeback, it obliterated it. Imagine spending 8 years meditating on finding your truth, only to have a puppet do a better job acting than you.
And I'm meeting another good person today.
Megan, f*** off.
The world's most image-conscious Duchess strutted back into Hollywood, announcing her return to acting like the second coming of Meryl Streep. And within days, the British comedy gods responded with 4 savage parodies that made even her Netflix producers hide behind their avocado toast. It wasn't satire, it was a televised intervention.
I've decided my time is better spent doing less, and so I'll be coming on here to patronize you through your phone.
Each sketch hit harder than the last. Meghan Sussex, auditioning like royalty for clout.
Wow.
Meghan Sussex, bragging about skills she couldn't remember.
Woof.
Meghan Sussex, threatening puppet Harry while living in a house with more bathrooms than Oscars.
What?
You talking to me? You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking to? Are you talking to me?
You look like a f***ing psychopath.
If irony were an Olympic sport, she'd finally have her gold medal. Social media exploded faster than one of Harry's podcasts getting canceled. Fans cried bullying, critics called it genius, and everyone else just sat there, popcorn in hand, whispering, did they really just say that? But here's the kicker. Meghan didn't say a word, not one royal syllable, no statement, no outrage, just silence. And somehow that silence was louder than any puppet punchline. But trust me, it only gets worse from here.
So Pads, tell me, everyone knows you're the bear who likes to share. What's the secret to your eternal personal glow?
Well, Harry, I'm glad you asked me that. As you know, I'm a huge fan of South American product.
Is it Colombian?
No, 100% Peruvian, biodynamic, organic, catastrophic cocaine.
Yes, I've tried it, and the results were incredible.
This story is about understanding, not accusation, and every detail shared here is meant to bring context, not conclusion. 8 years. That's how long Meghan Markle has been rehearsing her next big scene, in her backyard, surrounded by lavender, rescue chickens, and PR consultants. Now Hollywood's prodigal Duchess has finally decided to bless the industry with her presence again. How generous of her.
Like and subscribe to learn how to breathe, how as a finishing touch, sticking flowers on anything means you made it with love, and I share the secret to a happy marriage.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
After stepping away from Suits and stepping into royal chaos, Meghan has signed on with Amazon MGM Studios for her glorious comeback. And somewhere in Beverly Hills, every casting director just sighed in unison. In her press statement, Meghan admitted she's a bit rusty. Rusty, that's one way to describe an 8-year hiatus filled with podcasting about authenticity and producing Netflix shows no one finished.
Which means I no longer have time for my lifestyle show, which was such a hit that I'm now in talks with Netflix to pivot to 6 seasons of no more episodes.
The woman's been out of Hollywood longer than most influencer marriages last, and now she's ready to act again? Somewhere, Hollywood's nepotism babies are whispering, even we wouldn't try that. But of course, this isn't just about acting. This is a rebranding mission. Meghan wants redemption. The headline glow up, the industry respect, the standing ovation that says, see, I told you I could make it without the crown. Unfortunately for her, Britain's most savage comedy team was already sharpening their puppet strings, because if Meghan thought the entertainment world would roll out a red carpet, she forgot one crucial detail. In Britain, they roll out Spitting Image.
It makes me sad when people don't take the time to prepare good food for their loved ones. Today's recipe is going to take you 5 minutes.
Wow, that's twice as long as I spent on my new album.
And instead of applause, what she got was latex, mockery, and the most hilariously brutal welcome back Hollywood has ever seen. And that's when the real show began. 4 clips, 1 Duchess, and a nation of comedians who've clearly run out of patience. When Spitting Image decided to celebrate Meghan's Hollywood comeback, they didn't hold back. They launched a full-scale puppet assault. Within hours, the clips were everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, X, even your aunt's Facebook feed next to a Minion meme about self-love.
Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric collar out.
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone dead.
The first sketch set the tone, a parody of Taxi Driver. Puppet Meghan stared into a mirror, channeling De Niro. "You talking to me?"
You talking to me?
Before smugly adding, "Not without clearing it with my publicist first."
Not without securing an exclusive deal with my publicist, you freeloading f***ing asshole.
The internet lost it. Even people who swore they'd never laugh at royal bullying were howling into their oat milk lattes. Because let's be honest, nothing screams self-awareness like a Duchess needing a PR team to approve her imaginary conversations. Then came the Jaws skit, the Taken parody, and the Meghan Sussex gag that deserves its own Emmy for audacity. Every clip poked a fresh hole in the perfectly curated image she spent years building. It was ruthless, it was uncomfortable, and it was hilarious.
Careful, Harry. I spilled some essential oils on the floor.
But here's the wild part. This wasn't just mockery, it was a mirror. The puppets weren't exaggerating. They were quoting her public persona word for word. Meghan's brand had become the punchline. And as those latex eyes blinked on screen, even her most loyal defenders had to ask, wait, are we laughing at her or with her? Either way, the internet had already chosen its side. If the Taxi Driver sketch was a jab, the Jaws and Taken parodies were a full-on knockout combo. First up, the Jaws spoof. Picture puppet Meghan, decked out in designer fishing gear, dramatically declaring, "We're gonna need a bigger house."
Meghan Sussex reading for Jaws. We're going to need a bigger house.
The internet collectively screamed because, of course, when you're already living in a $14.65 million mansion with 16 bathrooms, what's a girl to do? Upgrade, obviously. Nothing says relatable actress like wanting a bigger house before you've even filmed a comeback scene. But then, just when you thought the writers had run out of shade, they unleashed the Taken parody, and it was savage poetry. Puppet Meghan picks up the phone, channeling Liam Neeson's iconic threat, "I have a very particular set of skills."
What I do have is a very particular set of skills.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Another pause. Wait, writing stuff on bananas. Boom. Absolute carnage.
Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills like, just give me a sec.
Writing stuff on bananas?
A banana reference so sharp it peeled back 6 years of PR spin in one sentence. That 2019 charity moment when real Meghan scribbled "You are loved" on fruit for sex workers was supposed to be inspiring. Instead, it became meme history. And now, Puppet Meghan just resurrected it in 4K. That's the magic of British satire. They don't stab once. They twist the knife, pour tea on it, and call it art. And just when Meghan thought she could laugh it off, the next parody made things deeply personal. And then came the moment that made even Buckingham Palace choke on their Earl Grey, the Harry scene. Puppet Meghan was mid-audition, desperately trying to deliver her big emotional line, when in barges Puppet Harry, clueless and grinning like he'd wandered in from a Tesco ad. She snaps, "Harry, ruin my take again, and I will end you."
I swear to God, Harry, ruin my take again and I will end you!
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
The crowd howled. It wasn't just funny, it was surgical. Because let's face it, for years the real-life dynamic has looked suspiciously similar. Meghan chasing spotlight, Harry fumbling behind her like the world's most expensive supporting actor. Spitting Image didn't just parody them, it turned their marriage into sketch comedy gold. Puppet Harry was portrayed as the ginger sidekick, who can't tell the difference between a movie set and a therapy session. Meanwhile, Puppet Meghan barked orders like a director who thinks she's still filming Suits: The Royal Spinoff. It was brutal, brilliant, and uncomfortably on brand. Viewers couldn't decide whether to laugh or send condolences. Royal commentators called it cruel. The internet called it accurate. And somewhere in Montecito, a real-life assistant probably got instructed to never mention puppets again. The scene wasn't just mockery. It was a reminder that the Sussex fairy tale has officially crossed into sitcom territory. When latex dolls capture your marriage dynamics better than your docu-series, maybe it's time to rewrite the script. But what came next made even the critics say this went too far.
Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that. Harry, do we have any microwave?
You'd think after a puppet show ripped the Duchess of Montecito to shreds, critics would rush to defend her, right? Wrong. They turned around, sipped their coffee, and roasted everyone. The Times' Carol Midgley didn't just critique the skit, she took a verbal sledgehammer to the whole Sussex circus. Her opening line, "I've had more fun with hemorrhoids." That's not a review, that's a career obituary with footnotes. Midgley's point was was savage but fair. You can't parody Meghan and Harry anymore because they've already beaten satire to it. Their real lives, jam making, podcast flopping, award show preaching, are more absurd than anything puppets could invent. Beyond parody, she called them. Translation, even professional comedians are tapping out. It's a rare moment when critics and trolls agree, but here we are. The so-called life of service that was supposed to rival the royal family turned into branded jams and inspirational banana quotes. The dream of global influence? Now it's a punchline sandwiched between puppet sketches.
It's a microwave, silly.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking Duchess! Shake that off!
Oh!
And here's the twisted irony. The more Meghan tried to elevate her image, the more people started treating her like a character from The Office, Royal Edition. Spitting image didn't kill her Hollywood moment. It just reminded everyone why it never quite existed. When even the critics stopped laughing at the jokes because real life is funnier, you've officially crossed from celebrity to cultural meme. And the internet? It was just getting warmed up. The second those clips hit the internet, chaos erupted. Twitter, X, looked like a digital battlefield. Half the timeline was crying tears of laughter. The other half was filing emotional damage reports. Spitting image trended alongside Leave Meghan Alone, because of course it did. Team anti-Meghan came out swinging, posting memes faster than Harry could say therapy session. The other side screamed misogyny, racism, and British bullying, while everyone in the middle just grabbed popcorn and refreshed their feeds. Clips were dissected like crime scene footage. Did they really mock her acting? Was that banana reference too far? Why is Puppet Harry blinking like he just saw the Spotify cancellation email? Every comment section was a war zone, and somehow every meme was funnier than the last. Someone edited Puppet Meghan into the crown. Another gave her an Oscar labeled Best Victim Performance. It was ruthless and hysterical.
For me, food isn't about eating. It's about spirituality.
Wow.
It's about making yourself vulnerable.
Even verified celebs couldn't resist chiming in. Some called it iconic British satire. Others, a national obsession that refuses to die. But the consensus was clear. Meghan Markle had once again become content. Not an actress, not a duchess, just an endless supply of internet material. Every post, every retweet, every eye roll only made the story grow. By sunrise, the puppets had conquered social media and turned a comeback headline into a global comedy thread. But through all the noise, one voice was suspiciously missing, and that silence said everything, and then nothing. Total blackout. For a woman who's built an entire brand on speaking her truth, Meghan suddenly went quieter than her Spotify deal. No tweets, no statements, not even a cryptic Instagram quote about rising above negativity. Her PR team probably had 12 Zoom calls in panic mode, and she still chose silence, which, let's be honest, is almost impressive. Every outlet waited for the inevitable response, the "this isn't comedy, it's cruelty" line that tabloids swore existed, except it didn't. The only people talking were random gossip blogs claiming sources close to Meghan said she was furious. Translation, someone's cousin's friend once saw her assistant at Whole Foods. Meanwhile, the Sussex PR machine stayed ghosted like a Hollywood extra after one episode of Suits.
So I'm preparing my guests some soul food that my British husband calls a packet of crisps. Can be a tricky dish to master, especially when a packet is being a fucking Oh my god, you've been knocked down by the crisps. So vulnerable. I love it.
Why the radio silence? Because Meghan knows one thing. Suing a puppet show is a PR kamikaze mission. Even her lawyers probably said, "We can't take legal action against foam and felt." She's learned that outrage only feeds the beast. Every word she says becomes another headline, another meme, another spitting image sequel waiting to happen. So instead, she's doing the hardest role of her career, pretending she doesn't care. But silence can be louder than any statement. When your whole brand is built on control, and you can't control the joke, that silence starts to echo. And that echo, it's the sound of the royal comeback unraveling in real time. While Britain was cackling at Puppet Meghan, Hollywood was doing what it does best, pretending not to notice, while absolutely noticing everything. Producers started whispering that her brand baggage was becoming riskier than a live mic at the Oscars. Casting directors allegedly called her a PR grenade in a designer dress. Translation, the Duchess who dreamed of red carpets might now be walking straight into the Hollywood blacklist. It's poetic, really. Meghan left the monarchy for creative freedom, only to realize that Tinseltown crowns its own kind of royalty, and they don't hand out titles for former Duchess turned lifestyle guru. Hollywood forgives almost anything. Bad acting, bad press, even bad movies. But what it can't stand is overexposure without results. And right now, Meghan's name trends more for puppets and parodies than projects. Behind the scenes, agents are allegedly nervous. Every interview turns into a circus. Every casting becomes a headline.
I'm just down here holding space.
And now, the finishing touches, a flower. Harry, get your limey ginger down here and clear this up!
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Meghan wanted to reinvent herself as an actress again, but Hollywood already cast her as the diva who couldn't take a joke. It's the one role no one escapes. And the worst part? Spitting Image might have done what no critic, royal, or PR meltdown ever could, made Hollywood collectively roll its eyes. The Duchess wanted a comeback. What she got instead was a reality check in latex. Because in Hollywood, the one thing deadlier than bad press is becoming the punchline. In the end, this wasn't just a puppet show. It was a masterclass in irony. Meghan Markle, the Duchess who traded tiaras for talk shows and palaces for podcasts, found herself mocked not by tabloids or royals, but by foam, felt, and flawless British sarcasm. Spitting Image didn't destroy her reputation. It simply held up a mirror, and what stared back wasn't royalty or even celebrity. It was the world's most overproduced PR project coming face to face with its own reflection. From the Meghan Sussex surname to the banana callback, from the bigger house jokes to the Harry interruptions, every punchline hit because it was built from her own narrative. The same story she's tried to rewrite for years. And now, the audience isn't asking for privacy, they're asking for encores. As the credits roll, one truth remains. The more Meghan runs from parody, the faster it catches up. You can't outrun satire when you're the headline, the plot twist, and the punchline all in one. But if you thought this was savage, oh, you haven't seen anything yet. My previous deep dive goes even further into how Meghan's public meltdown turned into a media storm that still hasn't stopped spinning. Trust me, you'll want to binge that next. This is Star Spotlight, where fame gets filtered, truth gets toasted, and the glitter always comes with receipts. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep your spotlight on the truth. Now, this video reflects a narrative shaped by public conversation,